And I welcome one of my 49er homies to the broadcast, Mr. Stephen Box, one half of the PlayCallers Sports Network and a 49er faithful. How are you, Stephen?
How's it going, man? Doing good, doing good.
Good to finally talk back to you because it's been a while with my health situation and everything. And God, I love that hat.
Yeah, man. I wear this every chance I get, man.
As you should. as you should. All right. Your thoughts. We'll start here. Your thoughts on the Deebo Samuel deal.
So yeah, I'm happy it's finally done. That's my first thought, right? Like I don't have to hear about it anymore.
Right.
You know, my thing is, I've said since day one that I felt like either the trade request was just a ploy to get more money, or if it was legitimate, it's because we all know that the 49ers have a history of playing a little hardball at the beginning of negotiations.
Yep.
And Deebo might have taken that a little personally. So I always figured we would get here. I mean, it's not really surprising to me when it happened, because if you actually look at it, Fred Warner's contract got done late July, August. Kittle was the same thing. So this is what the 49ers do.
And they're retaining their big pieces. And next year, it's going to be Nick Bosa's turn
to
be retained.
I'm thinking that's going to be like $30 million a year too, man. Just that's going to be a big
30 to 35 easy.
Yeah, that's going to be a
what
big
he's produced for the 49ers.
Yeah.
And this early, especially going back to his rookie year, we knew he was a stud. But then his rookie season happened, and he just set the world on fire. So they're going to pay him. Here is what I've gone back and forth with. The 49ers have made the decision on Trey Lance, and they're going with him. Tell me what you think.
I love it, man. Here's my thoughts on this. Now, unlike a lot of 49ers fans, I actually like Jimmy. I think Jimmy's very underrated. I thought he was a very good quarterback. He definitely had his limitations, but very good quarterback, very smart quarterback. People, I think, underestimate just how good you need to be to execute at that level in Kyle Shanahan's offense. The other thing is, think about it. Most of Jimmy's throws are over the middle. What do we always say is the most dangerous throws for quarterbacks to make?
Across the middle.
And Jimmy consistently produced results throwing across the middle. So I think he's very underrated as a quarterback. With that being said, there are plays that Trey Lance can make physically that Jimmy was not able to make. It's going to open up the deep game. It's going to open out plays to the outside to the receivers out there, especially on the sidelines. Those are the plays that Jimmy just didn't have the arm strength to consistently make. Trey's going to be able to make those plays. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy start, but once Trey starts to get the game, once things slow down for him, which is just going to come with the reps, and he starts to understand the game the way that Jimmy understood the game, he's going to be way, way better than Jimmy ever was because of those additional physical tools. And that's like you talked about the running aspect.
I said earlier in the program, I thought about it, I prayed about it, I thought about it, and I said, you know what, I'm sold out. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in on Trey Lance. It's gonna be a bumpy road, but I go back to 1992 when Steve Young had the same bumpy road and it produced an MVP season, and 2 years later it produced a Super Bowl win. But the running game for the 49ers, especially with a healthy Elijah Mitchell, is going to be absolutely tremendous.
Yeah.
It's going to be tremendous. But the problem I see with the 49ers, and I called this out earlier in the program, and I know you have too, they got to fix that interior offensive line.
Yeah. Report, man, Aaron Banks is looking a lot better, which, hey, I will be the first one to tell you, I questioned that pick when we made it.
Yes.
It didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I was like, I don't understand this pick. But he's apparently slimmed down a lot, added a lot of muscle. Trent Williams has had some high praise for him so far in camp. Excited about that. I know there's a little bit of concern because of the offensive line. Lots of reports of the defensive line is basically dominating practice. But
yes.
I want to remind people that A, Trent Williams was out at the beginning, just, he's had a new baby, so congrats to him. McGlinchey just came back, right? So we were just now starting to actually see what the actual starting offensive line is going to look like. And let's not forget, this is one of the, if not the best defensive lines in football.
Yeah. Yeah. And they always bring it. That defensive line of the 49ers, they always bring it. And I'll mention a stat that has held true for 2019, 20, and 21. The team that has blitzed the least in those 3 years has been San Francisco. And yet they have always been near the top in terms of getting quarterback sacks.
Yeah.
So that front four is going to be tremendous for them.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Once they moved Armstead back inside last year, it was like that was that final piece that got that line to click. So, D'Amico Ryans, what he's doing with that defense, I'm excited we got him back for at least another year. I hope we got another guy waiting in the wings because I'm pretty sure he's going to be a head coach next year.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that too. Stephen Box at the PlayCallers PlayCallers Sports Network joining us, talking all things 49ers. How about the return of one Javon Kinlaw? How big is he going to be for that defensive line?
Man, he's got to be big. I won't say he's got to be just from the standpoint that we do have other guys up there. Got Kerry Hyder Jr. that came back, went to Seattle, had an off year, but did really well in our system the year before. I think that kind of helps a little bit with DJ Jones being gone. But yeah, Kinlaw's really got to be the one to step in and take DJ Jones' place. So need him to really show out. So hopefully he's healthy, man. We did see a little bit of flashes from him his rookie year, but it was the consistency factor in him getting healthy. So hopefully he can step in and do it this year.
Yeah, consistency is going to be huge for the 49ers this year. And speaking of consistency, we got to go to the running game. And the person who's going to carry the load is going to be one Elijah Mitchell. And from the flashes I saw with Elijah Mitchell, watch out.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Mitchell obviously is going to at least start off as the lead back, right? But we saw last year, you can't ask him to carry the ball 20, 25 times a game. He's not built. So you need other guys to actually step up. We just drafted Davis Price, who looks like, really good potential there. So excited to see what he's going to bring to the table. Of course, Trey Sermon, who was actually drafted before Elijah Mitchell. Really need him to step up this year. And of course, we also know, speaking of the Deebo contract, that he has basically agreed to still play running back sometimes. He just wanted a little extra compensation for doing so. But we now know that he will still be utilized in that role on occasion. So I think you have a good stable of backs. Of course, the question always is in that offense, how long can they stay healthy? Because it seems like we get banged up every year. And hey, let's not forget about Jeff Wilson Jr., who when he's healthy, is really good.
And very versatile.
Yeah.
And very versatile. Can catch the ball out of the backfield. And again, I go back to the point where we talked about earlier. It's and I know they've made some moves. The offensive line is going to be huge for San Francisco if they're going to challenge this year.
Yeah, my concern, honestly, is center, right? Because let's be honest, we've been able to successfully run the ball, even with some question marks on the right side of that offensive line for a couple of years now. On the left side, Aaron Banks, I'm not worried about if the center plays well because, you're playing next to Trent Williams. I would have loved for Alex Mack to came back this year because then you're like, if you're playing between Alex Mack and Trent Williams, you can't mess up, right? You're basically golden. But that's gonna be the question. I still was kind of hoping that they were gonna go out and get JC Fretter, play for Cleveland. Already familiar with Shanahan's offense, could have came in right away, wouldn't have had really that learning curve. But they're still looking at the guys on the roster, so we'll see. But that center position is my biggest concern right now, honestly.
Yeah, the center is a big concern for me, especially since we lost Alex Mack to retirement, 14-year veteran. This is one part of the Playmakers. His name is Stephen Box, 49er fan and 49er insider. And I'm hoping you accept the invite to be with us all year to talk all things 49ers. And yes, I still want to do that 49er podcast with you. It's just a matter of me getting healthy, since we're talking about getting healthy. It's a matter of me getting healthy, making sure cancer stays where it is. But we are going to do this podcast this year, and it'll be on all the networks. So, Steven, my brother, thank you very much for coming on this morning. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
The play callers.